officially into Command Center Game Day Live, brought to you by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. Northwest is celebrating Game Day and thanking Commanders fans with a $400 bonus. That's right, $400, B-Mitch, when you open your first ever checking account. Offer ends November 30th, so do not wait. Visit northwestnwfcu.org/Washington to find out how you can score that cash bonus with your new checking account. Stop searching and go Northwest. That's right, the Commanders are back at the crib out here at FedEx Field. Washington welcomes the New York Giants for this Week 11 matchup. These views are coming from our live field cam presented by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. Welcome into Command Center Game Day Live. Brian Cooper Jr. here with Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell, Mr. 8-9, Santana Moss. Clearly these guys are ready. Clearly these guys are locked in. Now, fellas, first things first, y'all been off of a 2 back-to-back road game, right?
Yeah.
What's going through y'all heads when y'all finally get to be back home in front of y'all home fans? B-Mitch, I'm going to start with
you. You get home and you got your fans, they're going to be cheering for you.
Yep.
And you get motivation from that. But I think ultimately when you look at the games that they've had, okay, they went out to New England. They ended up handling that game.
Yep.
They go to Seattle. Things don't happen out like you wanted to happen.
Yeah.
But now you're back home and you feel a little better about yourself. You're trying to go out there and make sure you take care of your business. I think we can sit up here and talk about the Giants all we want, about who's hurt, who's not there, how bad they're playing. All we need to be concerned about is us. We handle our business. Like, I believe this. The Commanders have the better talent at this point. If they handle their business, they win the football game. Point blank.
I never got caught up in the whole how many games I'm away, how many games I'm home. I felt like every week was a challenge. It was a challenge for me to go out there and do my job. But when you come back home, just to answer your question, you have you're now back in a setting where you're comfortable. You know what I mean? You're at home, you're with your family, you have folks probably coming in that's staying all week, taking care of things, and all this, now you're familiar territory. So you're home, you're at your home stadium. Get behind, let these fans get behind you, you get behind them, and come out here and win a game that you're capable of winning. Point blank period, like B. Mitchell said. I think that they're in a situation where we see each week it's kind of favorable for them to go out here and just handle their job. Do your job. I hate saying it, but it's right. You know what I mean? It's the point. Do your job. So they're in a situation right now where they're back at home. They had they're 1-1 on the road, and now you're home. Handle your business.
And B-Mitch, you talked about being 1-on-1 on the road. Right now, the Commanders are 4-6. We're at Week 11. Fans are wondering, okay, what do these games mean at this point? We talked about it a little bit last week. B-Mitch, why should fans still be locked in, and why is there still a chance for these Commanders?
Well, they should be locked in because of this, okay? Never ask a player, does it matter? Because it matters every game to them. Because every situation they're being judged for now, for the future, whatever. So every game matters to the players. For the fans, you love this team, okay? They haven't done a lot of great things over the last few years, but you still stick with them. So you have to understand this. You are doing that because you have a hope for the future. So when they are going out there trying to build something and try to make this thing right, and they're going to these games and you find out Sam Howell's a guy or not, Brian Robinson, what he's doing. On the other side, what is Cam Curl doing? Are we going to sign him? Whatever. Everything is about what we are now projecting. So it matters all the time. I don't think any football game is ever a point where nothing matters. Okay? It matters to somebody. It matters to me every week. Listen to me. I love this franchise. And when I see them out there, I want to see them go out and do their best. And if they don't, I will say it. You know why I say it? Because athletes. Tanner knows this. When you are told that you aren't good enough, what do? You dig deep and you get that competitive edge to come out. If you are always told how great you are, you get complacent. And I don't want them to ever get complacent. They can dislike me personally all they want. But if I motivate this team to get to where I love them to be, I would love to see them, I'll do it.
And you guys have been players in that locker room, right, where you know that the season, there's still chance, right? I mean, we got a few more losses than we expected at this point, but there's still a chance. Is there added pressure as a player, Santana, when you know, okay, every game matters, and even for this coaching staff?
Well, it's added pressure just because, each man knows that their job is on the line. You know what I mean? Every year, your job is basically on the line that, if you don't do it well enough, we're going to be looking potentially to replace you or to move on or try to get better, at that position, at your position. So I think that's more than enough pressure that I need. I don't really look at bro, I promise you, I'm not sure if I'm any different than anybody else who play this game. I'm going to ask B. Mitch this now as I'm speaking about it, but I'm so locked in, I'm not worried about how many games. I'm just worrying about the game in front of me.
That's it.
And it keeps going. The next week, the game in front of me. Before you know it, you end up winning a few and you're back into it. You don't even know you was out of it.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm pretty sure that we're the guys that's talking more about it because, you know, it's our job to talk about it. But as a player, you can't really think about it. You have to play, you have to get ready for that game that week. And when they tell you out of it, you still have to get ready the next week for that game. Because guess what? You can't go and fold your tent and say, all right, the game or the season is over with. Because now they're going to still be critical of how you performing when things didn't matter anymore. You understand? So every week matters.
See, that's the point. No matter how this season goes, there comes a point in time when they all look at you.
Yeah. The individual.
It's not about team at that moment. It's about the individual. How did he do? Will he be able to be? Is he someone that we want to carry on? Right now at 4, we sit at 4 and 6. We're at that point. Where they're now seeing who's going to still show up every day and give their everything. Who's going to be the guy that says, you know what, I don't care what the game is. If we up, down, or tied, I'm going to give you what I have all the time. I basically went out there my whole career. That's what I tried to do. I don't care where we are. I'm giving you everything that Brian Keith Mitchell, my governor name, that's what I'm really serious. Everything that Brian Keith Mitchell, everything that he knew he had. My dad always said, listen to me, man. When you're in tough times, when people find out what you're really about. So I believe in the people that may love me as fans, love me because in the body bag game, I went in and did some good stuff. When we were losing other games, I stepped in and did things. Because you know what? I didn't quit. And I think that's what people see. Will you quit or will you keep going? And we have a lot of guys on this team. I know they're not quitting. There's some guys I'm not sure of. We're going to find out going forward because 4 and 6 is not out of it. Okay? It's not out of it. They can still go out there and do some great things. So if you got a bunch of guys that won't quit, guess what they can do? Grab somebody by the collar and drag them along with them. I want to see who the hell the leaders are right now. Who's going to show us that, you know what, no matter what it was, we're going to finish strong.
And fellas, I can't wait to see how the game goes. We're going to talk more about this offense. We'll talk more about this defense. We're going to get into B. Mitch's Big Three. But before we move on and head to break, talk about people that love you, man. Brian Keith Mitchell is a grandfather now. He is now a grandfather. His daughter just had his first grandchild.
My daughter-in-law.
Your daughter-in-law. His other daughter. Hey, man, well, congratulations to you, man. How does it feel to be a grandfather? You look younger today than you did last year.
Hey, man, listen to me. It feels great. I've been smiling all day.
That's good.
My son hit me last night, and Donnie Simpson keeps telling me that grandfather love is stronger than just father love.
Yeah.
I can feel it already, dog.
I ain't looking forward to it. I can wait.
I can wait too. My son's 7, so I got a lot of time. Well, let's take a look at our live Pregame. It's always great to hear from you guys. We will catch up more on this offense and this defense. And I caught up with Chris Paul on the next Man Up podcast, so stay tuned to hear more from our offensive lineman. But before we get into all of that, let's take a look at today's most rewarding odds, presented by Fanatics Sportsbook, the most rewarding sportsbook. That's right. We are back at the crib at FedEx Field to take on the New York Giants. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. That's the details you need to know. Now let's dive into these odds. Washington is favored by 8.5 points with a money line of plus 330 with the over-under of 37.5 points. Commanders fan, we have a lot more fun to get into this show. Like I said, we have B. Mitch's Big Three. We are going to be taking your questions for hashtag left hand up. All that and more when we come back from break.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We have more boosts than anyone else. We power up the odds on hundreds of bets with Bet Boost. We give you the option to increase your profit with our incredible Profit Boost. And just when you think you can't get better odds, we unleash the Super Boost. Check out our boosts and see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota. Like Camry Hybrid, RAV4, Tundra, and more.
How did you...
Magic.
Buy a rugged Tacoma with special financing as low as 3.99%. Or go with the Tundra and take up to $1,000 Toyota finance cash.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? To strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
Oh, game's on. We need more chips. More dip, too.
More?
Yes, more. Oh, that reminds me. We can still score that $400 bonus from Northwest if we hurry. It's with your first ever checking account.
$400? That's the kind of more I like.
Then let's do it. But first, more chips.
To earn bonus, open first ever checking account and deposit at least $500 in ACH or direct deposits per month within the first 90 days. Offer ends November 30. Details at nwfcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
One bag.
The winter play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. We're delivering more happy for the holidays.
Have fun, sis.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
Welcome back, Commanders family. It's Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. Brian Cole, would you get back here with Brian Mitchell, Santana Moss, and fellas, let's get right into this offense. Yeah. As always, we got to start with our quarterback, Sam Howell, leading the NFL in passing yards. The record doesn't necessarily show that, but Sam Howell has been balling. B-Mitch, talk about your quarterback.
Well, what it shows is that he has it, okay? I think the question that happens on every radio show, every TV show in this town every day.
Yes.
Does he have what it takes to be a franchise quarterback? Yes.
Yes.
Is he that guy just yet? No. But when someone has it, you fight with them, okay? You pull for him, and you want to try to get to that point. You start to build around him to enhance with his abilities. Sam Howell has shown now what he's capable of. I can see why they love him. The guy has great arm talent. He does different angles just like Pat Mahomes. Not saying he's Pat Mahomes. He can move around like Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Not saying he's Pat Mahomes. But if they build a team properly around him, I think he can have the success that we need and we want so we can go out there and have a winning franchise.
I think one of the things you feel good about is just seeing him show his tremendous growth.
Yeah.
Or the tremendous growth he has shown throughout the season. I mean, when you're a young quarterback, that's so much going on around you. I mean, you can look at last season and say that also helped with his process this year, because when you have a chance to sit down and watch, you know, we was all shocked about what he did that last game of the season against the Cowboys. Yeah. But when you really think about it, he got a chance to really see everything.
Yeah,
see how the guys in front of him played, see what some of the things they did well, see some of the things they did not so well. And then he got his shot, and he showed us the same Sam Howell that he showed us in the preseason. Yeah. So when a guy can continuously go out there and be that guy, and even through his ups and down times, come back and still be that guy, you don't have to keep searching. He's showing you who he is, and I think we have a quarterback here that we can grow with. Yeah. Now, has he reached to this potential that everybody said? No, because every year you get better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or you can regress, vice versa. Every year you have a chance to build on that, or to, you know, basically not be that person you were the year before. So I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. I don't want to sit out here and jump ahead of myself, but I just want to continue to see this guy go out there and take what he's getting and do what Coach EB said. He's starting to process things a lot better, and that's why you see his play, you know, rising.
Yeah, and I think the ultimate thing is this, though, Tanner. Society judges athletes far differently than they do lawyers, doctors, and priests and all that. They see an athlete and they understand the athlete, college guy goes to the pros.
Yeah.
They expect that guy to be a finished product.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen like that.
It takes time.
It takes time.
It takes time, and let's think about this. Pat Mahomes, who we consider the best in football right now.
Yeah.
You know what Pat Mahomes does every week? Try to get better.
Exactly.
So if Pat Mahomes is trying to get better, why are we judging Sam Howell on Pat Mahomes' level?
Yeah.
Let him grow, okay? And I understand it. Like, we're in a microwave society, but ultimately, we cannot expect these guys to be a finished product. Because when they're a finished product, normally, by the time they get to the finished product, their career's over.
Yeah.
Because Joe Montana was a bad dude 10, 11, 12 years, but he was still trying to get better.
Yeah.
And I believe that Sam Howell can grow. And you put the right people in place to put the right people around him, we could be cheering like we used to cheer in the past about this football team.
And you're starting to feel that, right? You're starting to feel it change a little bit. People are getting a lot more excited. Tanny, you talked about those ups and downs.
Yeah.
Brand new offense.
Yeah.
First year really being a starting quarterback, and you are the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. That is one thing that we're still trying to figure out. Sam Howell's put up these numbers even being the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. How do we protect our quarterback in today's game, Tanner?
I think one of the things that you've seen is it's a continuous effort. Something switched after the last time we saw these guys who we facing today. After that Week 7 meeting out there in New York, this offensive line, I don't know if it was the coaching staff got out there. I mean, we can clearly see that it's two new guys, but something changed. That helped a lot. But something changed about it. And we came to that game as the most sacked quarterback. We're probably still the most sacked quarterback now, but you can see the change in how those guys went about their business every week since then. So I think that has to keep going throughout this season for us to believe that we still have a chance to go out there and have this guy show growth. Because if he's not protected, then we can't, we're basically going to put him out there and he's not going to be able to show us, or he's going to have one of those games where we're sitting here talking about should we be putting somebody else in.
Yeah.
It's crazy how 3 or 4 weeks ago we was talking about, well, should we sit him down? Should we bring in Brissett? Should we just say, hey, we want to save him for next year? We don't want to, and everything just switched. So I think the offensive line, the coaching staff, they chewed those guys out. They did something. They told them, because you looked at that Giants game, even though they sent everything in the kitchen sink, we were still missing blocks individually, and that caused us to have, that kind of a game that we had. So I think whatever they did that week and up to this point, they made an inference that, hey, we can't have that no more. And now let's see if those two new guys, CP and Larson, can fare well now against that same Giant team that caused us to have that change.
Yeah. And Tanner mentions Chris Paul. We will be actually hearing from him a little later in the show. Now, kind of some breaking news. Antonio Gibson, he will not be playing in today's game. He is out with an injury.
I figured that.
Come in, Chris Rodriguez, sixth-round pick, a guy we haven't seen too much of, but a guy that we know is a very different style runner, right? Very much a bruiser. What do you expect to see from Chris Rodriguez when he gets those extra snaps today, B-Mitch?
I expect to see the same thing I saw from the other guys.
Yeah.
Chris Rodriguez has proven that he's a guy who can run over you. Every time he gets in the game, he averages 5 yards or more.
Yes. Yep.
So he's shown he's capable of running. I think, as I talk to Randy sometimes, Chris can catch it. Okay, and that's the thing about we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Running backs today are not just pounders.
Yeah.
They're guys that can do a lot of different things, catch the ball out the backfield, and make it difficult for defenses. Chris has that capability as well. So Chris is in a position that old Brian Mitchell back in the day, guys are hurt in front of you, you get a chance.
Yeah, what you going to do?
You know, my mindset was that the guy in front of me that got hurt, loved him to death. But my mindset was to make the coach not want to put him back in the game again.
Yes.
That is how you get your chance and you keep it. That is what you're supposed to be and feel like. If you're going into it like, well, I'm just going to do this till he comes back, you're the wrong guy.
Yeah.
You say, I'm taking this opportunity to make sure I'm going to be in this position over and over again.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, listen, everybody got to be as aggressive as they want to be in their mindset and their approach to the football.
Yes.
That's how you win. That's how you become a steady, successful franchise.
Yep.
Point blank.
Yeah, and I think what's key about this team is we have playmakers that are versatile, and I think that showed with Brian Robinson Jr. Right?
Yeah.
We talked about that guy that's going to beat you up, but Brian Robinson Jr. has shown effectiveness in the passing game. So let's take a look at Air Power presented by Air National Guard, the proud partner of the Washington Commanders. Now, let's take a look at B-Rob's numbers. Now, he had 8 carries for 38 yards rushing, but that really wasn't the story.
Yeah.
He led us with 6 catches for 119 yards and a touchdown. Those are beautiful numbers by B-Rob. We expect the same thing today when he takes on this New York Giants defense. Now, let's take a look at our live field cam presented by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. Our Commanders are out in the blackout jerseys today. You see us in black. We got jackets on, but we in black as well. And these guys are looking fresh and getting ready for a home game. Now, we talked about Chris Paul earlier and how he's been a great addition to this offensive line. So let's check out my Never Ordinary interview with Chris Paul presented by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. What makes Chris Paul never ordinary?
Never ordinary because there's a lot under the helmet, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot that makes me me, you know.
Yeah, and being from Nigeria, having family from Nigeria, how has that played a role in your life and in your career, having that background, having those roots?
Yeah, it's definitely been an imperative aspect of my upbringing and who I am, especially because I got to live over there in very pivotal moments of my life as well. So, like, all of that, I just feel that much more holistic culturally, just all around.
Yeah, and definitely something that makes you never ordinary is your versatility. Right. I mean, you've played darn near every position on that offensive line. Yeah. Which one's your favorite? I know that's tough.
It's tough because, I mean, in college I played I started right guard, left guard, then right tackle, then like some left tackle for some games as well. So I would say left guard and right tackle.
Wow. Okay, so you got 2. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And what's really cool is, you know, our starting quarterback, Sam Howell, you guys are in the same draft class.
Yes.
You guys kind of got to really come up together. How cool is it being able to be there with Sam and you guys both like really starting to take off in your careers? How cool is that?
I mean, it's the coolest thing in the world because really with Sam, we go even further back. I'm talking like Senior Bowl.
Wow.
Like, that was my quarterback at the Senior Bowl. So like we already like kind of have that connection. So it's really cool to be drafted with him and now like advance our careers in that way.
What are you guys' conversations like now? Because like you said, you guys know each other a really long time. I know if maybe the conversation was, man, we got to make it there. We got to make it there. Right. Now you guys are here. Yeah. Now you guys are starting. Now you guys are making plays together. Yeah. What are your conversations like now? Is it like those pinch me moments where it's like, dude, we're here?
The conversation, it is kind of like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like that the last week of last season with the Dallas game. Like, it was kind of like we just looked at each other like, that's all right. Like, let's go.
That's so cool, man. That's so cool. And then last question for you. What is one thing that's never ordinary about Chris Paul? Like, what is one thing people would never expect about you? Like, be surprised to hear that this is Chris Paul's interest. This is what Chris Paul does on a daily basis.
I would say probably the musical aspect is probably like going to be the one that stands out the most. Mainly because like it's like you have Chris Paul, the NFL player, and then the music side is like all the way over here, out the frame.
Really,
so it's completely different, and I really do like that type of multi-dimensional aspect.
Yeah. Do any of your teammates ever ask you to sing?
They've never asked me to sing, but they are always like surprised to like figure out how to do music. I remember when we did like the Ricky skit, I sang up there, and I was kind of like I did kind of like a different presentation. Like I was teaching them about the keys and stuff, and they were like, "Boo, just sing,
just get into it."
So I mean, yeah.
Well, hey, Chris, man, we hopefully hear some more vocals and also hope to see more plays on the field, man. You're doing a great job, bro. So happy for you, man, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you,
Thanks, man. guy Chris Paul, a young man but a renaissance man at that. You can check out the full interview on our YouTube channel. Next Man Up is every Tuesday. Now, we have to hit the break. It's going to be very, very short, but when we come back, Mr. Get Loud Fred Smoot and the legend London Fletcher will be joining us to talk about this defense. And we are answering your questions right after the break. Use hashtag Left Hand Up in the comments for a chance to have your questions answered on set by our guys. That's coming up after this short break. Stay tuned to Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. It's the only Commanders pregame show, which has your field pass to the action. We will not let you miss a moment, even during this commercial break, so stick with us.
The most rewarding sports book is here. With Fanatic Sportsbook, you can earn fan cash back on every bet you make. 5% on same-game parlays, 3% on parlays, 1% on straight bets. You can spend fan cash on jerseys, hats, bonus bets, and more. So win or lose, you always get something back. Welcome to the most rewarding sportsbook. Start earning fan cash now.
Everyone deserves a crown. The hottest new addition to the Toyota lineup. With distinct styling, the newest Toyota tech, and exhilarating performance of an all-wheel drive hybrid. With available turbocharged power. And like all Toyotas, Crown comes with a no-cost maintenance plan. Toyota, let's go places.
Oh, game's on. We need more chips. More dip, too.
More?
Yes, more. Oh, that reminds me. We can still score that $400 bonus from Northwest if we hurry. It's with your first ever checking account.
$400? That's the kind of more I like.
Then let's do it. But first, more chips.
To earn bonus, open first ever checking account and deposit at least $500 in ACH or direct deposits per month within the first 90 days. Offer ends November 30. Details at nwfcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Hey, grab me one too.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary.
Well, Roger, this is looking good.
We believe every moment in sports should be epic.
Are you watching this?
Is that curling? No.
This morning's news, curling fever has taken over the world.
So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Welcome back, Commanders family. It's a Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. You are seeing a live look at our Commanders gearing up for a meeting with the New York Giants, brought to you by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. And speaking of the field, let's send it down to my guy, London Fletcher, who is down on the field. It's time for the best seat in the house, brought to you by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders.
Out here on the field live as we get to set to take on the New York Football Giants. I can tell you one thing, there's been a big question mark is will this football team overlook the New York Giants coming in with undrafted rookie free agent quarterback Tommy DeVito, not Danny DeVito. I can tell you this, and talking with some of the people on the team, they will not be overlooking this football team. They're very ready to play this game. They know they must win this ball game to keep our slim playoff hopes alive. I'm looking forward to watching our defense against this New York Giants team. They got to stop Saquon Barkley first and foremost, and after that, can they get after DeVito? He's been sacked 13 times in just his short period of time that he's been playing quarterback. That's the matchup I want to see. Can the defense stop Saquon Barkley, and can they get after Tommy DeVito?
Welcome back, Commanders family. Thank you, London, for giving us that breakdown. Now, Brian Coach here, Brian Mitchell, Santana Moss. Oh, they Santana Moss and Fred Smoot. It is time for left-handed. We're still on. We're coming. Delivered by Grubhub. Fans, don't forget to order your unlimited game day spread using the Grubhub QR code. No fees applied. Now, Fred, like I said, you put up just for the chaos, right?
Yeah,
whenever Fred come in, it's never gone.
I like organized chaos. That's what football is. What I'm really wondering is, why is Pete Mitchell Santana dressed like an avalanche is coming to the DMV right now?
It looks like you're in a whole nother state.
I just have on a jacket. You cold. Ain't no secret. You cold.
I'm ready to play football.
Now listen, we are going to have a fan question, right? So Fred, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to ask you a question from a fan that's watching right now.
Yeah.
How can the defense ensure a win today?
First of all, make DeVito look like an actor. Make DeVito look like DeVito. At the end of the day, what you have to do is pressure him early, pressure him often, make him make quick decisions. Usually great quarterbacks can't make quick decisions. Make this guy indecisive, and I really want to see this defense play with a lead. Like, we need to get a lead at home and bury the dog quick as we can.
Tanner, go ahead.
Yeah, it's the same thing I said. I think one of the things we have to have a fast start and offensively go out there and put up some points early, and then now our defense can really be our defense. You know, although we don't have the guys on the end that we had before, but still, those young guys can come in there and feast because the guys in the middle are going to be feasting, and our defense can honestly go out there and get after a guy who I don't think that can really do much of what Tyrod Taylor did last time. I think Tyrod Taylor had one of those exceptional games in that first half, and our defense said, okay, we've seen your best. Now do something. Show us something better. I care less what you say. DeVito cannot outdo Tyrod Taylor. So our defense whole goal today should be like, we can spot these guys at least 14, and they should be able to get more. But I don't think they're going to get 14 points on that.
Well, we don't want to spot them. but I totally agree with Fred. Young quarterbacks are not accustomed to looking at pressure and still making calm decisions. You have to make them have to throw the ball sooner than they want to, hold on to it when they should let it go, pressure them. Listen, I know they're saying that we pressure 21% of the time. We're in the top 12 in the league. I don't see it. But ultimately, I feel that we have to make this thing today something that he's going to be uncomfortable with all day. Blitz him, hit him when you get an opportunity legally, but hit him hard, and make him have to go out there and be a great quarterback. I don't think he has it in him. Dude still stay with his mama. How you going to be a great quarterback?
That's why I call him he who remains. That's who he is. Like, P-Mitch, do you think we can lift the Phil Simms curse? Because that's what I call it. Because we feel like we ain't beat them since Phil Simms. Can we beat them today here at home?
I believe that if the Washington Commanders go out today and do their best, the Giants don't have a chance to beat them. See, the thing of it is, one of my big three I do every week, I'll discuss it later. We have to fight ourselves from trying to play down to competition. You go out there, this is the type of game where when I was growing up, I had little cousins that,
early 50s.
They always wanted to fight me. But I knew they couldn't beat me. So I just hit them with one, bam! Early in the fight, and they go, man, why you always hitting so hard? Well, you can't fight.
Not to fight
so
out
you got to go out here and hit them as hard as you can off the bat. And let them know this is going to be like this all day. And make them have to say, do I really want to do this? I think that's where we at right now. And we can't sit up here and allow them to stay around. Because when they stay around, what happens? The pressure goes
on
us.
us. Yeah.
We can't have that.
Yeah.
Great question by our Commanders family. Now, our producer Anna brought me one more question. So, Bemis, I'm gonna start with you. Which wide receiver would you like to see show out in today's game?
Hell, all of them. but listen, man.
I swear.
When you go into a game like this, I want Terry to go out there and show out. You know why?
Yeah.
Because whenever we need to get something done, we go to Terry.
Yeah.
When we needed something in that game against New York up there, we went to Terry.
Yeah.
Terry goes in, he balls out, everybody else follows suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have stars on your team, you let the stars dictate the pace, what you're going to have. Go to Terry early, start going to everybody else all in, because when he starts balling out, they're going to send 2 to stop him. Jahan one-on-one should cook somebody.
Yeah.
You get Samuel coming in, cook somebody. Now you saw Sam last week, he got DeAndre involved. Then you can start going to multiple people. This guy throws to 8-9 guys a week.
Yeah.
So get your big dog off, and then when they start trying to stop him, everybody else comes out to eat.
Yeah, he said it best, man. I think one of the things that I want to see more of is just us trying to find a way to get Terry involved early. You know, I think he's a guy that kind of, he's the engine to all those other guys. And once he gets going, everybody else kind of, follows suit. We have a slew of talent at that position. So it doesn't matter who gets off, but I want to see him be the focal point. I want to see him be the guy that we say, we go through 17. Whatever 17 start, we're going to let 17 start it, then everybody else should follow. So that should be first and foremost.
Well, I got crazy stats because that's what I do. Here go the thing about it. Here go the truth. I tell 2 truths most of the time when I talk. We know a Pringle is not a potato chip. It's a Pringle. When Pringle gets off, we win football games. And I know he's your 3rd, 4th, 5th wide receiver, but he's the type guy when he gets a chance to make plays, he makes plays. And he's more than just a guy that can go down the field. He's a guy that can find those holes in that zone. He's a guy that loves to run block. That's one thing I hate about receivers that love to run. You never know when it's pass and run because they make it all look the same to you. So I know everybody gonna say Terry. I know everybody gonna say Jahan. I'm gonna say Pringle because a Pringle is not a potato chip.
You just want to be the off.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Hey, a Pringle is made of potatoes and it's a chip.
No, it's physically and legally, it's not a potato chip.
Listen, don't argue with Fred on these facts, man. He knows all this, man. So, Fred, we're going to stick with you because you was a defensive guy. You were locked down.
Yeah.
What's the secondary feeling? They know they're going against Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
If you was in that locker right now and you in that secondary, are you licking your chops?
I'm slobbing at the mouth because it's a stats game for us. B. Mitch, Santana know when. Oh, this is a stat game for me. Like, I'm in this game saying, I'm finna play loose, I'm finna be aggressive. And we used to do this thing where I used to, like, tap my leg when I'm not in the back pedal. I used to tell Sean Taylor, I'm not moving. I wouldn't move today. DeVito, not Danny. Tommy DeVito has to prove, he has to prove to me that he can make the routine throws. If he can't make the routine throws, I'm not backpedaling, I'm not moving, I'm finna go get that ball back.
Okay, and last thing about this defense, we got to mention Saquon Barkley, right? My man's been cooking. Since he came back from injury, he leads the NFL in rushing yards. B-Mitch, how do we slow down Saquon Barkley? Because you know they're going to feed him the rocks today.
Well, we played against Barry Sanders, and I think that was probably, everybody say Jim Brown. I think Barry Sanders is the best running back I've ever seen in my life. True. And we will hit him early and often.
Yeah.
You got to get to Saquon before he gets started.
Yeah.
Saquon also re-injured that
ankle.
Upper ankle sprain. So when you high ankle sprain, when you go out there, you got to hit him and make sure that he's supposed to be on the field.
I'm going to hit
Tap
him.
it
I'm
a
going
little
to
bit.
twist that
Tap it, twist it a little bit. It happens. Listen, people can sit up here and think what you want. Football is not a sport for the meek. It's a barbaric type
Neanderthal.
sport. So therefore, if he's out there, I want to make sure he's supposed to be out there. And see if he can finish. Hit him early, hit him often, and make sure you make him want to second guess why he made the decision to play against us today.
Swarm to the ball, get at them. I think one of the things that you see with a guy like that, we know that's what they have right now. That's all they have right now. To me, I think he's their best talent that they have offensively. So if he gets started, then now, Danny, Tommy, whoever DeVito, he gets a chance to get confidence, and then now he's out there. One of them. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to just get after Saquon. I think Saquon is he's their engine. He's their offensive hope right now. He's one of those guys that they're gonna say, hey, we're gonna go through you. So I should see some different looks. You know what? And that's one of the things I was gonna ask you. do we give them some different funky looks on defense? Do we start bringing a guy to a little more just to show that we're not going to be this traditional team that we've been throughout the whole season and just sending forward? I think this will be a perfect time, a perfect game, knowing that the quarterback can't get the ball up and down the field that much. They're probably going to be relying on Saquon. This will be a perfect time to see more men in the box.
Give them what Wink Martindale gave us.
I was just going to say, Jack's last name should be Jack Wink Martindale. He should blitz. Like, unless it's third and long, blitz. You got one person to stop. Make them one-dimensional. I don't care if Saquon touched the ball 20 times a day. It should be 20 times behind the line of scrimmage with 8 in the box. All you got to do is watch Cam Curl. Wherever Cam Curl is, will tell you how aggressive we're being. He close to the line, we're probably blitzing. He close to the line, we got 8 in the box. He close to the line, we finna make them beat us passing the ball. And they got 3 wide receivers hurt, injured. Sterling, he's not known to be a deep threat. Force them to beat you deep.
And B-Mitch said it perfectly. Football is not for the meek. If something else ain't for the meek, it's this cold weather. Fred trying to act like he warm.
Well, look at that boy. That boy got goosebumps everywhere.
This is what Mississippi look like.
Goosebumps everywhere.
Mississippi in my arm right now.
Tanner got the scar.
I'm going to be warm first. All that being cute.
Everybody but Fred is freezing right now. So let's take a look at our game day forecast presented by NBC4. We are working for you. The high is 58 right now. That is a lie. It is not close to 50. The low is 39. It is sunny. And surprise, it's windy out here. It's taking off our set apart and all that, but we still here rocking. Now, we got to go to break. Shout out to Fred for coming through and giving us some energy. Stay tuned to Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. It's the only Commanders pregame show, which has your field pass to the action. We will not let you miss a moment, even during this commercial break. You got no reason to go anywhere. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Never sounded quite right, because no part of football is meaningless. So cherish every 2 minutes of the NFL, not just the ones you're warned about. Cherish the spreads to cover, overs to hit, and chances to live bet from the first down to the final whistle. So don't just watch football this season, cherish it.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus a profit boost every single day. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? To strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception? First down? Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Oh, game's on. We need more chips. More dip, too.
More?
Yes, more. Oh, that reminds me. We can still score that $400 bonus from Northwest if we hurry. It's with your first ever checking account.
$400? That's the kind of more I like.
Then let's do it. But first, more chips.
To earn bonus, open first ever checking account and deposit at least $500 in ACH or direct deposits per month within the first 90 days. Offer ends November 30. Details at nwfcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
The most rewarding sportsbook is here. With Fanatic Sportsbook, you can earn fan cash back on every bet you make. 5% on same-game parlays, 3% on parlays, 1% on straight bets. You can spend fan cash on jerseys, hats, bonus bets, and more. So win or lose, you always get something back. Welcome to the most rewarding sportsbook. Start earning fan cash now.
Welcome back, Commanders family, to Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. These live views from the sideline out at FedEx Field are brought to you by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. Brian Cole, you here with Super Bowl champion Brian, Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss.
Cole 8 to the 9.
Yeah, Cole, we all cold in here. One thing that might warm us up is B. Mitch's Big Three. We have been waiting to get into this matchup, so fellas, let's get into it. It's time to play fast, win fast, brought to you by Maryland Lottery Fast Play Games. Play fast, win fast today, but please play responsibly. Like I said, it's B. Mitch's Big Three. B. Mitch, what are your big three keys for the day? I'll let you start with the first.
My keys for the day is this. You
got the shades on.
In the last game, I had to put my shades on. I want to be cool about this. Last game, Wink Martindale got the best of Sam Howell and Eric Bieniemy. I think this game is going to be the big matchup. How does Eric and Sam come back and combat what happened in the first game? Because I think they had our beat. They had a beat on us where everything we tried to do, they were there to stop it. What do you think they need to do, Tanner?
Well, I think personally they need to be ready for the blitz. And the way you be ready for the blitz is, with the blitz, it's going to be man coverage. Yeah. So beat man coverage. How we beat man coverage the last few weeks. Slants, go routes. Have those guys on the outside ready for the man coverage. Also, the guys at the backfield. B-Rob has showed you that throw me the ball when you need me. So I think that's going to be one of the things that they have to be mindful of, just knowing that if you're going to present this kind of front to me and you're going to come after me and you're going to leave those guys one-on-one, I'm going to beat the man coverage and I'm also dump the ball off to my backs at the backfield.
Then we take one step down. We have our defensive line. We hear so much about them. Yes, Montez is gone. Chase is gone. But we still have Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. That offensive line of the New York Giants is not very, very good. Yeah. And we talked earlier, Saquon Barkley being the key, the main guy that they have. We have to stop him. So our D-line against their offensive line is another key for me. I feel we win that battle, we win the game.
I definitely think we win that battle. I think today should be a day that we honestly see the best of the best in our interior D-line. I think Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne should have their best game. And not only should they have their best game, they should get the guys on the outside ready to go out there and have a couple of sacks. I don't know what it is. I woke up this morning, I said either Henry or Jones going to come away with a sack today. I got a feeling. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm not the psychic. But at the end of the day, I always say, quote me but don't quote me. One of those guys going to come away with a sack today.
Well, and I go with the third one, my third big key. Okay, and I look at this. We have a tendency to play up or down the competition. This is a game where this competition is not better than us. Yeah. So if we play like them, we're going to play down. We have to fight ourselves. So it's the Commanders against themselves. Yeah. Okay? They have to try today not to play down to the Giants, play up and make sure that you, like you said, get them early and make them want to quit. If we do that, this game's over. So I'm going with Eric Bieniemy and Sam Howell against Wink Martindale. Yeah. You win that, you're definitely going to win the game. Our D-line against their O-line, hey, that enhances the thing. And when we go out there, if we play the way we play against the Eagles, against the Giants today, we go away with a 41-20 victory today.
Let me add to this. And it seems to me, I don't know if it's just oddly, but every game that we're supposed to go out and dominate because something going on with the opposite team or the opposing team, we want to put on black uniforms. So I don't know if that's like a sign or what, but all I know, the last time I saw them darn uniforms, it was ugly here that night. So they better not look like that today, but I'm throwing that out there because I don't want them to play, that kind of a game that they played last time they had those uniforms on. I'm superstitious because when I saw them last time in them black uniforms, I said, boy, them things sweet. And when we left the field that night, I'm like, boy, they need to burn them. They need to burn them. So hopefully they have a better mindset and they go out there and dominate these guys today.
Yeah, you talk about the jerseys. Let's take a look at our live field cam. And it's not just our guys out here. Commanders fans are out here at FedEx Field as well. We are coming to you all the way from FedEx Field, and it's time to get into some of this swag. Let's gear off for kickoff, presented by Fanatics. Now,
I like it.
So let me add to this. Maddie and the crew got smart. They give us small, so we can't take it. So we showing this off to y'all just so y'all can go buy it, but we can't take it with us.
Now this is your item of the game. However,
all the fans love me.
Now this is your item of the game. However, it's not on sale. It is not on sale, but this is still your item of the game. Terry McLaurin jerseys. You can get these jerseys anywhere. Now, fellas, Y'all got swag. Y'all got the shades on. What did you guys have to do to gear up for game day and get right? What kind of fit did you have to put together?
Well, the thing about me, man, I just wanted myself to be fit real tight. Tight, but not too tight, so I can get out there and ball. I didn't want to wear too many pads because I want to make sure I don't have a lot of weight around me. Because I wanted to be able to run fast and free.
Yeah.
Okay? The shoulder pads were the biggest you could probably get because I was going to lay that thing on them all day. You know, so I wanted to be light here, but protected on the shoulders.
Yeah.
If I did that, you can say what you want. I thought I was a 10.
Yeah. I kept it simple, man. I kept it simple. I felt like what I wore each week should look the same. And it was going to be me. It was going to look nice on me. It was going to not scream out that he's trying to be fly or flashy, but it was going to fit my swag. You know what I mean? Mine's going to come at you. I'm not trying to be seen, but once I go up in that end zone and once I spin that ball, you're going to see a lot of me. So I didn't want the clothes to stand out, but it was going to stand out because it was on me, and I was going out there with my mindset to go out there and be the best I could that day.
The way I was off the field, I wanted to stand out. On the field, we all dress alike. I can't make that look no better than anybody else.
Yeah.
But I walked in with the Versace, some Hugo Boss or whatever, because when I stepped into the stadium, after the game was over and I'm looking at the camera, you wanted to say that dude fly as hell because I balled out on the football field.
Well, you know what? I was never wearing nothing on the field, but I know off the field right now, I wish I had a few more layers. We have had a lot of fun up here. My God, Luggage Fletcher pulling up late.
Nobody got on the today.
Listen, when we might get Luggage Fletcher on after this break, you are tuned into Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. It's the only Commanders pregame show which has your field pass to the action. We will not let you miss a moment, even during this commercial break. Stick with us.
Power Up Trail Mix has nothing to hide. We keep things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Straight from Mother Nature, our ingredients are picked at peak ripeness for an unparalleled taste. There's no better way to power up your day.
Hi, I'm Jeff Dick, Chairman and CEO of Main Street Bank. Every dollar we touch is not our own. Every dollar represents the countless hours spent on the construction site, late nights in the office, time away from family and friends. Remembering this keeps us in touch with what we do and who we do it for. At Main Street Bank, we are honored to be stewards of our clients' dreams, aspirations, and their money. Bank where trust matters and where you matter.
You're going to like this story because it's about you. You who forgot to charge your phone last night. You who sprints to the boarding line so your bag will fit. You with him. Until one day you boarded a United plane that was designed for, well, you. And your phone got charged, your bag fit. So did everyone else's, but this story isn't about them. Your toddler didn't tantrum and you got to fly happily ever after. The end.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We have more boosts than anyone else. We power up the odds on hundreds of bets with Bet Boost. We give you the option to increase your profit with our incredible Profit Boost. And just when you think you can't get better odds, we unleash the Super Boost. Check out our boosts and see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Hey, it's me, food. I'm so much more than just what we eat. I'm hand-cut, fresh and frosted. I love it. Aw, I love you too. See, life is always something new. All messy, frantic, and amazing. And from where I sit, you look delicious. That's why every day is worth celebrating. If you can. Stay fresh. Sincerely, food. Sincerely, Safeway.
Family into Command Center Game Day Live, brought to you by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. Northwest is celebrating Game Day and thanking Commanders fans with a $400 bonus. That's right, $400 when you open your first ever checking account. Well, Teddy, you got to open up a checking account, brother. Offer ends November 30th, so do not wait. Visit northwestnwfcu.org/roster to find out how you can score that cash bonus with your new checking account. Stop searching and go Northwest. Welcome back to the Command Center Game Day Live. Brian Cole Jr. here with Brian Mitchell, Santana Moss, and the legend, London Fletcher. Now, fellas, the fans.
You gotta say hard-hitting London Fletcher.
Hard-hitting. Hey, fast chasing.
You know what I'm saying? Look, bump that friend here. I'm gonna act like they're not cold. It's cold out here. This is no sleep.
Well, London, since you're here, the fans are dying to know about the secret sauce to a W. It is time for Secret Sauce, presented by Capital City Mumbo Sauce, proud partner of the Washington Commanders. You see, we got the sauce on the table.
I need some chicken
London,
wings.
I'm starting with you. What is the secret sauce to a victory in today's game?
Listen, this ain't even about secret sauce. You have to be able to deal with the weak Martindale blitz. And if he's going to blitz you, you got to make him play. Hey, that means the wide receiver's going to get one-on-one matchups, Tanner. If you got to get a defensive back one-on-one against you and you know they're bringing it, eat.
I'm ready for
and
it.
we're going to pour some secret sauce on it. Yes, right. We're going to put some secret sauce on it as Tanner eats.
Tanner, you up next, brother.
Well, I think to add to what he's talking about, be ready for the blitz, but also start fast. Offensively, I think we need to start fast. I want to see our defense play with a lead. I want to see them do better with a lead. Last week we saw us get out to a fast start, but this time we'll be at home. So I want to see our defense be able to get after DeVito with a lead. So our offense must go out there and start fast and put up 7 quick.
As London stated, handle the blitz. If they handle the blitz, guess what? Our receivers are really the defensive back. And when we flip it over, we make sure they become one-dimensional. Don't let them throw it and run it. Make them run it or throw it. One or the other. If we get them one-dimensional, we win this football game.
Now you can hear our Commanders family going crazy.
Yeah, they ready.
Getting loud. They ready to
saw
go.
London.
They ready for
London,
another
they brought their energy when London came up. That's what I'm talking about.
Mr. Set the Tone is in the building.
They brought that energy when London, baby.
Now, London, I'd ask Fred this, right? Because Fred is defensive back. You was a linebacker. You see a guy like Tommy DeVito out there, right? Are you licking your chops if you're in that locker room? Why are you saying, this is my game to really come out and get these numbers?
Well, you gotta respect him as a quarterback in the National Football League. Don't go out. If I'm a coach, I'm showing nothing but Tommy DeVito's best throws, best plays. I'm showing you his highlights. I'm putting together a clip and showing him at his best because I want me to come into that game with the utmost respect for him, feeling like, hey, this is a guy that has the capabilities of beating us. He's an athletic quarterback, has a strong arm. He does some good things. The one thing about DeVito, he takes too many sacks. He's been sacked 13 times in just a short period of time playing. So I'm looking at, hey, being sticky in coverage, which we haven't done enough of, make him hold on to the football because he'll start to look at the pass rush and take sacks too.
Speaking of being sticky in coverage, this is one of those games that I want to see our guys be more aggressive on the outside with their receivers because you have a quarterback now that's going to get a lot of pressure, that's not going to be ready to throw the ball. So I must see our guys on the outside be a little more aggressive. And now don't allow those guys to get upfield because any quarterback, I could go back there at quarterback, Brian could go back there at quarterback, and he was a quarterback. Any quarterback get a chance to have their receivers with free release, they're going to have confidence to throw that ball to them. So if you're stickier, if you're putting more pressure, being more aggressive, now he has to go off. And I don't think he's a quarterback that can say, I can't throw to this guy, I can't throw to this guy, now I'm going to make the best play. He's going to want to run, and that's when you have him trapped.
Well, he lived with his mama. My goal is to make him go home and cry to his mama. That's what you do today, okay?
Oh, Lord.
You still live with your mama, go home and lay your head on her little shoulder and say, Mama, they got me today.
Well, he said Mama's still making his bed, so his bed will be made when he gets there.
I think
that sound like a smart guy, saving money.
The defense got to go get him, dog.
Now, we are just 30 minutes away from kickoff. Before we leave, you and Mr. Set the Tone. London, who do you want to see set the tone in today's game and get off to a fast start?
I'm going to say it right here. Defense, we've been talking a lot about this defense today. Our defensive tackles, they got to set the tone. We haven't had enough impact from them guys so far this season. DeRon Payne and Jonathan Allen, they have to go out and set the tone. And I'm not just talking about a couple tackles. Their presence, their impact has to be felt from the first snap until the last snap. Payne and Allen have to go out, set the tone, and everybody else will fall in line.
Tanner, who needs to set the tone?
Offensively, I think we went out there last time we faced them in New York. We only scored 7 points. And the second half was a better performance trying to come back, but I think we left a lot out there on the field. So our offense needs to set the tone, Go fast and early and often. Every time they on the field, take advantage of that opportunity to go out there, move the chains, and finish. If they're finished, they will have this team sitting there looking at next week or looking at, hey, what we going to do after this season over with? They all ready to go ahead and get those bags ready. Why not do it today?
I think we're going to have Tressway and Joy. I'm joking.
What is he talking about?
I am 100% with London. And I don't think this is a knock or trying to throw no shade at anybody. No. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, they are paid like the dogs. And they must go out there and play and lead the pack like they are the main guys out there. They got to be alpha dogs today. If they're alpha dogs, you shut down Saquon Barkley. You make Tommy DeVito think that he should have stayed at home and let Mama make his bed.
Yeah.
Those two guys got to lead. And it ain't no knock. It's not anything like that. What I'm saying is those two guys got to live up to what they've shown us they're capable of doing.
Because they got the capability, and it's about, okay, who are the guys? They talk about setting the tone.
Yeah.
It's, like you said, it's not knocking those guys. Those guys have had good seasons. We need them to be great. And beyond being great, they need to rise everybody else up because right now we're trying to figure it out. This is the time. Ain't no figuring it out. Set the tone. Follow me. Payne and Allen. Get on our backs.
I like
That's the mindset that has to happen. We want to slay the Giants. Payne and Allen. Bring it.
I'm changing mine. I'm going with London. I'm going with London and beat Mitch. I changed. I can switch. I'm going with London and beat Mitch.
We all with London. The fans are with London. And we are with y'all here with Brian Mitchell, Santana Moss, London Fletcher. We will be back here for Command Center post-game live. Until then, enjoy the game.
And I'm ready to go play.
Hanging out with us. We are trying to go warm up. We will see y'all for post-game. Peace out.
London